Admiral Krell reviewed the data for the 7th time, his 4 eyes blinking in disbelief. The scout ship had vanished without a trace near the isolated system classified as Sol. More specifically, near the 3rd planet, Earth. You're telling me an entire Galactic Union exploration vessel disappeared? Krell's scales rippled with irritation as he addressed his science officer. Yes, Admiral. The last transmission mentioned making contact with the dominant species. Officer Mez shifted, nervously. They're called humans. The word hung in the air like a curse. The Galactic Union had carefully catalogized millions of planets across thousands of galaxies. Class 1 worlds were paradise-like havens. Class 5 worlds had mild environmental challenges. Class 10 worlds were considered extremely dangerous. No world had ever been classified beyond Class 12, until now. What do we know about this Earth? Krell asked. Mez activated the holographic display. Superficially, it appears hospitable. Nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, moderate temperatures, liquid water. But our preliminary analysis suggests it should be reclassified as Class 13. 13? Krell's voice dropped to a whisper. That classification doesn't even exist in our protocols. The planet itself is extraordinarily violent, Mez continued. Constant tectonic activity, extreme weather patterns, dangerously variable temperatures, and deadly radiation from their star. But it's the dominant species that's truly concerning. The hologram shifted to show bipedal beings with minimal protective covering on their pink-hued skin. These humans survived evolutionary pressures that would have extinguished most sentient life. They call their planet Earth, but a more accurate name would be Death. Krell studied the seemingly fragile creatures. They don't look particularly threatening. That's what makes them so dangerous. Despite appearing vulnerable, they've adapted to survive catastrophic planetary events. Their bodies can withstand massive physical trauma and still recover. They can survive losing entire limbs. Their immune systems battle microscopic invaders continuously. Mez's voice trembled slightly. And they're apex predators with an instinct for warfare that exceeds anything we've encountered. The display showed humans engaging in various activities, running incredible distances, lifting massive weights, enduring extreme temperatures, and fighting with primitive yet effective weapons. Most concerning, Mez continued. They appear to be the only known species that develop technologically while maintaining their predatory instincts. Most civilizations evolve beyond aggression as they advance. Humans have simply channeled it. Krell's decision was immediate. We need to investigate further. Prepare the diplomatic vessel. I'll lead this mission myself. Admiral, Mez protested. With respect, that's incredibly dangerous. Which is precisely why I must go. If these humans represent a threat to the Union, we must understand them. Krell's secondary eyes narrowed. And if they destroyed our scout ship, they must answer for it. As preparations began, Krell couldn't shake a feeling of dread. The Union had encountered thousands of species, but never one that evolved on a world so inherently hostile to life. What kind of creatures would such a planet produce? And what happened to the missing scout ship? He would soon find out just how deserving Earth was of its new classification. The diplomatic vessel Harmony entered Earth's orbit cautiously. Admiral Krell observed the swirling blue-white planet below, deceptively peaceful from this distance. We've intercepted thousands of broadcast signals, Communications Officer Toole reported. They're surprisingly careless with their transmissions. We can access their global information network easily. And what have we learned? Krell asked. Their history is disturbing. Toole's tendrils twitched nervously. They've spent most of their development at war with each other. Their technological advances are frequently driven by military applications. Even their space exploration began as a competition between rival factions. Medical Officer Vix joined the conversation. Their biology is equally concerning. They're endothermic. They maintain internal temperature regardless of environment. They can survive blood loss that would kill most species. Their bones regenerate after breaking. They intentionally damage their muscles to make them stronger. Most worrying, Toole continued. They appear to enjoy dangerous activities. They deliberately expose themselves to physical risks for entertainment. The holographic display showed Humans jumping from great heights, racing at dangerous speeds, fighting for sport, and voluntarily enduring extreme environments. They call it fun, Tool explained. Krell struggled to comprehend. No rational species seeks out pain or danger. That's not all, Officer Mez added. They consume substances that damage their bodies, for pleasure. They require unconsciousness for approximately 1/3 of their day, yet frequently deprive themselves of this necessity to accomplish goals. And their social structures, Tool said, are built on competition as much as cooperation. They form intense emotional bonds, yet can become violently protective of their social units. Krell absorbed this information silently. Finally, he spoke. Have we determined what happened to our scout ship? We believe it crashed in a region they call Arizona, Mez said. We've detected wreckage consistent with our technology. There are also unusual energy readings from a nearby human military installation. Then that's where we'll make contact, Krell decided. Prepare a shuttle. I want a small team. Myself, Mez, Vix, and 2 security officers. Admiral, Vix objected. We should observe longer before exposing ourselves. Our people may have survived, Krell countered. And if humans have captured them or salvaged our technology, every moment matters. As the shuttle descended through Earth's atmosphere, Krell felt the increased gravity pulling uncomfortably at his body. Already, this planet was testing his physical limits. The shuttle landed under cover of darkness near the suspected crash site. Scanners confirmed pieces of Union technology scattered across the desert floor. And something else. Human vehicles. Surrounding larger sections of the wreckage. They've been collecting it, Mez whispered. A blinding light suddenly illuminated their position. Human voices shouted incomprehensible commands. We've been spotted, Vix said unnecessarily. Krell stepped forward, activating his universal translator. We come in peace, he announced, using the phrase their cultural research suggested was appropriate. The humans didn't lower their weapons. Captain Jack Miller had seen many strange things during his 20 years with military intelligence, but nothing prepared him for the aliens now standing in the harsh floodlights of the makeshift base. Hold your fire, he ordered, studying the creatures. 4-eyed, scaled beings with elongated limbs, just like the bodies they'd recovered from the crash site 3 days ago. The lead alien stepped forward. I am Admiral Krell of the Galactic Union. We seek our missing exploratory vessel. Miller kept his expression neutral, despite his shock at hearing perfect English. Captain Jack Miller, United States Army. We did recover a crashed spacecraft and several deceased crew members. We've been trying to determine what happened. The alien, Krell, seemed to slump slightly. All were lost? I'm afraid so. The craft appeared to suffer catastrophic system failure during atmospheric entry. Miller hesitated, then added, We've treated the remains with respect. We appreciate that courtesy, Krell replied. We must retrieve our people and technology, Miller nodded. Understandable. But first, I hope you'll accept our invitation to speak. We have many questions. As do we, Krell said. Within hours, an unprecedented meeting was underway inside the secure facility. Admiral Krell and his officers sat across from Miller, General Rhodes, and Dr. Anna Davis, the xenobiologist who'd been examining the alien remains. Your ship crashed due to miscalculations regarding our atmosphere and gravity, Dr. Davis explained. Your technology is remarkable, but appeared unprepared for Earth-specific conditions. We've never encountered a Class 13 world before, Officer, Mez admitted. Our shields weren't calibrated for such extreme parameters. General Rhodes frowned. Class 13? What exactly does that classification mean? Krell's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. Your planet exhibits environmental extremes that should make advanced life impossible. Powerful gravity, atmospheric pressure variations, temperature fluctuations, solar radiation, geological instability, meteorological violence, biological hazards. The list is extensive. This is just normal Earth to us, Miller said with a slight smile. That, Krell responded gravely, is precisely what makes humans so concerning. Dr. Davis leaned forward. You're saying we're the anomaly, not you? Correct. Most sentient species evolve on worlds with stable, gentle environments. Your physiology reflects adaptations to conditions that would kill most intelligent life instantly. The humans exchanged glances. The concept that they were the space monsters was both amusing and sobering. "We've studied the signals from your planet," Officer Toole added. "Your entertainment depicts you fighting hostile aliens frequently. You seem to expect the galaxy contains predators worse than yourselves." Miller laughed. "You've been watching our movies? Those are fiction." "Fiction reflecting deep cultural anxieties," Krell noted. "Yet, ironically, it is humans who inspire fear among the stars. Your bodies are built to endure what would destroy us. You routinely survive injuries that would be fatal to most species. Your pursuit of dangerous activities as recreation is unfathomable." "So why contact us at all?" General Rhodes asked bluntly. "If we're so terrifying?" "Because intelligence should transcend fear," Krell answered. "And because we must determine whether humans represent a threat to galactic stability." Dr. Davis smiled reassuringly. "We have no plans for galactic conquest, if that's your worry." "Yet," Officer Mez noted quietly, "your history suggests you consistently expand into any frontier you discover." The room fell silent as the implications hung in the air. The meeting continued for hours, both sides cautiously sharing information while omitting strategic details. Admiral Krell found the humans simultaneously fascinating and terrifying. Their casual dismissal of environmental dangers that would paralyze his species with fear was particularly unsettling. "You intentionally climb mountains?" Krell asked incredulously, after viewing footage of human mountaineers. "For enjoyment? Some do," Miller confirmed. "Humans like challenges. Challenges that could easily kill you," Officer Vix noted. "Your species regularly enters environments hostile to your survival. Voluntarily." Dr. Davis smiled. "We're adaptable. Humans have lived everywhere from deserts to the Arctic, from rainforests to high-altitude plateaus." "And your physical resilience is remarkable," Vix continued. "During our examination of your biology, we discovered humans can survive losing over 30% of their blood volume, exposure to radiation that would kill most species, and temperatures ranging from your freezing to well above the tolerance of most sentient life." General Rhodes leaned forward. "If we seem tough to you, it's because we evolved here. Earth shaped us." "Precisely our concern," Krell responded. "What happens when a species forged by such extremes expands beyond its homeworld?" The conversation was interrupted by a security officer rushing into the room. "Sir, we've got a situation. Unidentified aircraft approaching rapidly." Miller frowned. "Our visitors have diplomatic clearance at the highest levels." "Not your aircraft, sir. It's something else." Screens around the room activated, showing radar imagery of a massive object descending toward Earth. Officer Mez analyzed the readings. "Union configuration, but not our diplomatic vessel. It's a battlecruiser." He turned to Krell in alarm. "We're under strict orders not to engage with Class 13 species without authorization. Someone has overridden your mission." Krell's scales darkened with anger. "Tactical command. They must have monitored our transmission about the scout ship's destruction." "You think we destroyed it deliberately," Miller realized. "They're coming to attack us." "Preemptively," Krell confirmed grimly. "It's standard protocol for potentially hostile species." General Rhodes stood immediately. "We need to evacuate and contact our command. This facility will be targeted first." "No," Krell said firmly. "I need to contact that ship immediately. This is a diplomatic mission under my authority." Miller studied the alien admiral. "Can you stop this?" "I can try. But I need access to your most powerful transmission equipment, and I need to reach my ship in orbit." "The battlecruiser is jamming all signals," Officer Toole reported. Dr. Davis spoke up. "What about the technology from your crashed ship?" "We recovered the communication array mostly intact. If we could integrate it with your power systems," Mezzi considered, "we might break through the jamming." Miller made a quick decision. "Dr. Davis, take them to the research lab." "General, we need to prepare contingencies." As they rushed through the facility corridors, alarms began blaring. The first attack had begun. The facility shook as energy weapons from the battlecruiser struck nearby. Dust fell from the ceiling, as Admiral Krell and Officer Mez worked frantically with Dr. Davis to integrate the salvaged Union communications technology with Earth equipment. "Your power systems are remarkably crude," Mez observed. connecting crystalline components to the facility's generators. But effective, Dr. Davis countered, adjusting the output levels. Sometimes simple solutions are the most reliable. Captain Miller entered the lab, face grim. Whatever you're doing, do it faster. They've destroyed half the base already, and our weapons are barely scratching their shields. Krell's hands moved swiftly across the makeshift control panel. Battle cruisers are designed to withstand conventional explosives. Your projectile weapons won't penetrate their defenses. What about nuclear options? General Rhodes asked from the doorway. That would only escalate the situation, Krell warned. And their sensors would detect the launch preparations immediately. A massive explosion rocked the facility, knocking equipment from shelves and sending everyone staggering. Direct hit on the east wing, a soldier reported. We've lost communications and radar. Almost there, Mez announced, making final adjustments. This should break through their jamming field. The cobbled-together transmitter hummed to life, emanating an eerie blue glow. Krell stepped forward. This is Admiral Krell, Diplomatic Mission Leader. Authorization code Theta 960 Epsilon. Cease attack immediately. Static crackled from the speakers, then a voice responded. Admiral Krell, this is Commander Lox. Your mission has been superseded by Tactical Command. Earth has been designated an imminent threat. Stand down and prepare for extraction. I refuse that order, Krell replied firmly. The humans did not destroy our scout ship. It was lost due to technical failure in Earth's atmosphere. I have evidence. Your judgment has been compromised, Admiral. The humans are detaining you against your will. Miller stepped forward. This is Captain Jack Miller of Earth. Admiral Krell is here voluntarily as part of diplomatic exchange. We are not hostile. The human speaks, Commander Lox noted coldly. But we've analyzed your species, Captain Miller. Your kind evolved on a death world. You're biologically predisposed to aggression and conquest. Your extinction is a preventative measure. The implications hung in the air. Not just this facility, but all of humanity was targeted for elimination. There's a Union protocol for first contact situations, Krell argued desperately. You cannot annihilate a sentient species without Council approval. The Council has granted emergency powers given the Class 13 designation, Lox responded. The attack continues. Final warning to evacuate, Admiral. The transmission cut off. Krell turned to the humans, his scales pale with dread. They're going to destroy your planet. General Rhodes straightened his shoulders. Not if we destroy them first. Options, people? Your weapons can't penetrate their shields, Officer Vix reminded them. Dr. Davis's eyes suddenly widened. What if we don't need to? Captain, the alien vessel we recovered, did it have a functioning drive system? Partially, Miller confirmed. Why? Their technology isn't calibrated for Earth's conditions. That's why the scout ship crashed. She turned to Mez. Could we use the scout ship's drive to disrupt the battle cruiser's shields? Force them to recalibrate mid-battle? Mez considered. Theoretically, yes. A resonance cascade from a similar drive system could temporarily destabilize their shields. Then we have work to do, Miller said grimly. As they raced to implement the desperate plan, Krell realized that the humans weren't panicking. Faced with extinction, they were adapting, strategizing. Perhaps that's what made them truly dangerous and remarkable. Time was running out. The battlecruiser had systematically destroyed military installations across the region and was moving to larger population centers. Global panic had erupted as humans worldwide witnessed the attack through news and social media. In the partially collapsed underground lab, Miller and his team worked alongside the alien visitors in an impossible alliance. They had transported the damaged scout ship's drive core into a modified missile housing, creating a makeshift weapon unlike anything Earth had produced before. The principle is simple, Mez explained, making final adjustments. When activated near their shields, this will create a feedback loop in their defense systems. It won't destroy the cruiser, but it should temporarily disable their shields. Giving us a window to strike, General Rhodes confirmed. He spoke into a secure communication device. All units, prepare for coordinated attack on my mark. We'll have seconds, not minutes. Krell watched in fascination as the humans displayed remarkable ingenuity under pressure. They had repurposed equipment, created improvised solutions, and formulated a counterattack in hours that should have taken days or weeks. How will you deliver the device? Krell asked. Your aircraft can't get close enough without being destroyed. Miller smiled grimly. We're not using conventional aircraft. He gestured to a screen showing an experimental hypersonic vehicle being rapidly prepared at a nearby airfield. This prototype can reach Mach 20. It's basically a control surface, strapped to a rocket. One pilot, one payload. The pilot won't survive, Officer Vix stated bluntly. We're aware of the risks, a voice said from the doorway. A pilot in a pressure suit stood there, helmet under his arm. Lieutenant Tom Reed. I've volunteered for the mission. Krell studied the human with his 4 eyes. You're sacrificing yourself? Reed shrugged. Someone has to do it. We're drawing lots to decide. I won. You consider this winning? Mez asked incredulously. Gallows humor, Reed explained. Helps with the nerves. Dr. Davis approached with the final component. The trigger mechanism is set. Once you're within range, it'll activate automatically. Reed nodded, accepting the gravity of his mission without visible fear. As preparations concluded, Krell addressed the humans. Your species continues to confound me. You faced with extinction, yet you function. Effectively, you're willing to sacrifice individuals for collective survival. It's what humans do, Miller said simply. We adapt. We overcome. We survive. And you inspire loyalty that transcends self-preservation, Krell observed, looking at Lieutenant Reed. Reed checked his equipment methodically. Wouldn't call it loyalty exactly. More like, I've got family in Chicago. That's the cruiser's next target. This isn't noble, it's personal. The facility shook again as another blast struck nearby. It's time, General Rhodes announced. As Reed prepared to depart for the launch site, Krell suddenly stepped forward. Wait. There's another option. He turned to his officers. Mez, can we reach the Harmony with this equipment? Possibly, but do it, Krell ordered. Lieutenant Reed, your sacrifice may be unnecessary. Our diplomatic vessel has technologies that could end this conflict without further bloodshed. Hope flickered across the room as Krell explained his plan, one that might save Earth without requiring a human sacrifice. But Commander Lox and the battlecruiser were already moving to the next phase of their attack. The hypervelocity aerospace craft streaked through the stratosphere, Lieutenant Reed calmly adjusting course as anti-aircraft fire from the battlecruiser illuminated the sky around him. Below, major cities had gone dark as power grids failed under the alien assault. Approaching. Optimal range, Reed reported over the crackling communication system. 30 seconds to deployment. In the underground facility, humans and aliens alike watched the mission unfold on surviving monitors. The makeshift resonance device was their primary weapon, but Krell's alternative plan was simultaneously in motion. Harmony responding, Officer, Tull announced, fingers dancing across the communication array. Captain Nex acknowledges the override code. Krell nodded grimly. Execute Diplomatic Protocol Omega-7. On screens throughout the facility, the diplomatic vessel suddenly emerged from its hidden position behind Earth's moon, accelerating rapidly toward the battlecruiser. What exactly is this protocol? General Rhodes demanded. A last resort, Krell explained. The Harmony is activating specialized diplomatic countermeasures, non-lethal technologies designed to neutralize Union vessels that violate first contact directives. Miller studied the alien admiral. You had this capability all along? It's never been used before, Krell admitted. It was implemented after a similar incident centuries ago, led to the extinction of a promising species. The Union regretted that outcome. On the main screen, Reed's aircraft closed in on the battlecruiser. Target locked, initiating deployment sequence. Simultaneously, the diplomatic vessel Harmony approached from the opposite direction, emitting a brilliant pulse of energy that enveloped the battlecruiser. Shields down, Mez reported excitedly. The Harmony's override succeeded. Reed's voice came through clearly. Deploying resonance device now. The small but powerful device detached from the hypersonic craft, streaking toward the now vulnerable battlecruiser. It struck with precision, creating not an explosion, but a cascade of energy that rippled across the massive ship's surface. Direct hit, Reed confirmed, already maneuvering away. Systems still functional. I might actually survive this. The battlecruiser drifted, disabled, but intact. On the command frequency, Commander Lox's voice sputtered with rage. "This is a violation of tactical authority. Admiral Krell will face charges of treason." "On the contrary," Krell responded calmly. "The Galactic Union Council has been receiving our transmissions. They've witnessed your attempted genocide of a sentient species without proper authorization. The diplomatic vessel acted under emergency council orders." The humans exchanged glances of cautious hope as Krell continued. "Commander Lox, you are relieved of duty pending investigation. Your crew will stand down immediately." Hours later, as Earth governments scrambled to contain public panic and explain the extraterrestrial encounter, Admiral Krell stood with Captain Miller watching the sunrise from the damaged facility's perimeter. "So what happens now?" Miller asked. "Will your people quarantine us? Classify Earth as too dangerous for contact?" Krell's scales shifted thoughtfully. "Quite the opposite. The Council is fascinated by humanity. Your species survived conditions that should have made civilization impossible. You've developed technology despite spending most of your history fighting yourselves. When faced with superior force, you immediately engineered countermeasures. That sounds like you're still afraid of us," Miller observed. "Respect and caution aren't the same as fear," Krell replied. "The galaxy needs species like yours, adaptable, resilient, innovative. But the galaxy also needs to understand you. And does it? Understand us?" Krell gestured toward Lieutenant Reed, who was receiving medical attention nearby after his improbable survival. "Your willingness to sacrifice for others, your capacity to work with former enemies against common threats, your ability to function under extreme stress, these qualities are rare and valuable." Miller smiled slightly. "So we're not going to be exterminated for being Deathworld monsters?" "No. Earth will remain classified as Class 13, the most challenging known birthplace of sentient life. But that classification will now carry respect, not fear." Krell extended a four-fingered hand. "The Galactic Union formally offers diplomatic relations with Earth." As Miller shook the alien's hand, sealing humanity's entry onto the galactic stage, the sun fully crested the horizon, illuminating a world forever changed. A world whose inhabitants had proven that evolving on a death world hadn't made them monsters. It had made them remarkable. The end.